Coming up, I'm going to try to repair my 90-year-old speaker in my 90-year-old radio. It's got some cracks in it. It sounds pretty bad. I'm going to try that speaker repair cement and see if it'll fix it up. Let's check it out. Any of you guys remember this old radio? I did a restoration on this one years ago where we redid all the wiring and found, while we replaced all the capacitors, I redid all the wiring on it, and because all the wiring was rotten. I found that a couple of the tubes had been put in the wrong socket. One thing I didn't do on this though is I didn't finish the speaker. The speaker itself is in really tough shape. So I think we're going to tackle this one and see whether I can get that speaker in any better shape using my speaker renew stuff, glue, rubber cement. So we'll take the knobs off. I think I tried gluing this with like silicone before, and well, it's not the right way to repair a speaker. I think that this stuff might work better. Now, someone might question one without seeing this, especially if you're not aware of it, but I might get someone questioning why I don't just change the speaker. Well, it's not as simple as changing a speaker. You see, this is not a regular speaker. This is what's called an electrodynamic speaker. So there's no magnet on it. It's not a permanent magnet speaker. It's got a coil, and the field coil is created, or the magnetic field is created by running the B+ through the field coil. So it's not like you can just plug a regular speaker into this thing. That's not going to work. Also, this radio has had the transformer replaced at one point. This is not the original transformer that's on here. This is a Hammond transformer. But here is the chassis. As I say, I've done a video already on this, but the speaker's got some cracks on it, and I want to try to fix it. It's not in really bad shape. It's just it does have some cracks, and I think that I might be able to fix it better using this stuff than what I used before. So let's try that, and then we'll see how this radio sounds once I fire it up. Get the antenna out of the way so it's not going to short out on anything. But let me get the speaker. We'll deal with that first, and then I'll fire it up. I don't need to do anything. I shouldn't need to do anything else to it electrically because I've already done that. If we look in the back here, you'll see that the capacitors have already been changed. Right, everything's been changed in here, and all the wiring has been redone because the wiring had all fallen apart. If it wasn't redone, it was heat shrink tubing was put over it. That big old cap actually has new caps stuffed inside of it. It was just left in like that for the appearance. Anyway, let's deal with the speaker. See if I can make this thing sound better, because right now, with all these cracks in the speaker, it sounds pretty harsh. So I'm going to be using MG Chemicals 8337 speaker surface cement. This is an adhesive that is specifically designed for working on speakers. It remains flexible, but it's tough. And I've used it on a number of different things over the years, and it's worked every time. So let's just try patching up all the cracks on the speaker. There's only a few, but there's enough that it makes the speaker sound really harsh. There's another one over here, and there's another one over here. I think there's only like 2 or 3 places that it needs to be really touched up. What I'm hoping to do is stop the buzzing. When you're listening to anything on it, especially if there's any bass, you can hear the cone buzzing away. Some more rips along the top here. Actually, I think this whole thing had come undone. It had. It's come undone up top here too. Okay, I think that's probably going to be sufficient. I'm going to let this dry for a bit and then we'll power the radio up. See how it sounds. Okay, there, I've got it playing. No antenna on this, just the wire. That's the antenna. Well, this station's only a few kilohertz away from my test transmitter, which is here.
Without jacking.
It's not likely to pick up much without an antenna. And the antenna is just like that piece of wire. Because all these old radios required an external antenna. The antenna is right, goes to that coil there.
The celebration, being able to be unique. Where in baseball, if you're unique, you're a problem. And I think that has to go away. I look at certain ball players because of how they play the game, not because of the color of their skin. We have to get away from that. Black ball players. We like to celebrate, and it's not that we are trying to show somebody up.
I'm Michael Barr. You can follow me on Twitter at Big Bar Sports.
And I'm Mike Lynch. Follow me on Twitter at LynchyWCBD.
And don't forget the Cat Tower podcast. That's Mondays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays on all your podcast platforms. And
Grab onto the antenna. See, if I just let go of the antenna, I'm just using my body as an antenna. Right, just hanging onto the wire.
To groceries, winter boots, and nuts and bolts.
Yeah, you're a little slow too here. Try and get away from that one using 7.
Current process is wholly inadequate. It conjures this feeling of that they're trying to.
unlike sharks, the sharks can start attacking you.
Nation development, so they didn't have a time frame for that. Do the simple things.
Or they brought him back to the beach, which is where he wants to.
Capable says passengers offer humanitarian assistance. Reception centers throughout Poland.
Our front is once we arrive in Poland.
So this is the regenerative receiver. So basically, there's no such thing as a volume control on this. What the volume control does is it actually reduces the sensitivity of the receiver itself. The amplifier is basically always running at full power, and you reduce the sensitivity. It's like an RF gain control. So the signal in here from my test transmitter is so strong, if you get any volume at all, it's going to go full blast. Even if I turn it up, now it just actually gets weaker because I'm overpowering everything. You see? The next station down. Where is it?
Bauer also says his favorite studying how concrete burns in space. Climate change. Michelle Franz of ABC News. This is the Canadian Press.
No antenna, just the wire.
In sports, sad news from the hockey world. Mike Bossy has died after a battle with lung cancer. He was 65. Bossy He was arguably the NHL's best player during the early 1980s dynasty years when the New York Islanders won the Stanley Cup 4 times in a row. He scored 50 or...
The attacks are in response to a but as the bombing continues, more bodies are being found in the region.
Okay, I think that has improved the sound of this old beast. So I'm going to put it back together and put it back on the shelf where I've been keeping this. It's part of my collection of old vintage radios. I love my old radios. It's a hobby restoring these old ones, so I figured I'd show you guys this one once more. It was a while ago when I did the restoration on it. Now let's just see if that glue will hold this speaker together. I don't want to change it. Like, the only way I could change the speaker would be I could probably put a dynamic speaker into it, put the transformer on it, but I'd have to keep this coil because this forms part of the B+. I don't know that if I were to bypass that, it's part of the inductor, it's part of the power supply. If I were to bypass it, it may or may not work. So I really want to try to keep this thing as original as possible, because even though someone's changed the transformer on that was done a long time ago, it's got a Hammond transformer in here that's not original. You can tell that the holes don't line up. So obviously the transformer burned out on this, and someone in the past serviced it and put a new transformer. But I'd still like to try to keep the rest of it as stock as possible, just because just the history behind something this old. This is going back to the early 1920s. It's a Rogers Majestic. It was made by Rogers Majestic Corporation in Toronto, and it's patented. Now you got to figure this is probably about a 1932 radio, because the patents on here is 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, and 32. So I would imagine that the next year it would have been 1933. So this, I would think, is a 1932 Rogers 4-tube radio. Uses a, what is this, a 45, I think? Uses a 41S. I forget what the rectifier is on this. A 6F7 and a 6A7. Anyway, this is one of the older radios. I've got a few that are this old, and I just got myself a 1946 Philco, which we'll be finishing that up in the next week or so. I got to get some capacitors for it, but that's this little guy. I like it. It's quite the police band, quite the little old radio, complete with the pointers on the dial here for volume and it's funny because it doesn't line up. Anyway, I'm getting the screw in the bottom of it, and then we'll put the knobs on it. There's a trick to centering the knobs. You put the chassis in, you kind of put the screws in, sort of, and then you kind of held it off the edge of the bench as you tighten the screws up from below to hold the chassis in place while trying to center the knobs. This one used to have 3 screws in the bottom. It only has 1 now. But it's, as they say, for something that's from 1931, that makes this radio, or 1932, that makes this radio about 90 years old. 1932. So this is 90 years old, this radio. And it still works. And these are look to be, well, this is not an original tube. I don't think any of the tubes are original, actually. What are the tubes in here? This is a Philco. What is this one? I can't see. This one's a GE tube. I don't know what this this 41S is. But we've got, this is an audio tube. Audio output. Actually, the tubes do multiple duty on here. But this one is a rectifier tube. This one is the, I think it's detector and audio output. And then we've got an RF tube This would be a single IF. So we got a mixer, or converter, RF front end and converter, I believe, and IF tube, and the detector may be in this one. Have to look up the tubes. Anyway, there it is, back together, ready to go back up on the shelf. And I think that speaker does sound a little better than the last time I listened to this one. Anyway, thanks for watching. We'll catch you in the next one. Bye.